Hello everyone, I'm back. Apologies, it's been quite a harrowing experience. A lot of computer problems, but you know what? We are here. Oh, I know why you guys are quiet. One final technical foible. I had to reset up all my shit. Hold on a second. I know why. Wait, what the hell? No, it's both Discord audios are going through the voice chat, so it shouldn't be this quiet. Hold on a second. Someone say something really quickly. Oh, I know why. I have to change it in Discord, so it's outputting to my headphones. That's why. Hold on a second. You can't even hear you guys right now. Shit.
Can you hear me?
There we go. You guys are audible now.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Let me just make sure and see if all my other shit's good to go. Okay, awesome.
Last time I checked, when we last left off on the 25th ward, I was talking to myself a lot.
So yes, harrowing experience. My computer just kind of like essentially broke. Not a great experience.
Yeah, trauma-inducing even.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it's vomit-inducing, but you had a rough couple days.
I mean,
Pretty
I said
much, yeah.
trauma-inducing, but go off.
Mm-hmm. my streaming career in shambles after 4 days of not being able to do it.
I mean, it's fine.
I can't believe you took food out of Joshy's mouth. What is he gonna do without that pizza money?
What pizza money?
The $15 he gives you, or was it like 40?
It was 40 bucks.
Wow, big
Mhm.
person over there.
What can I say? I'm a pimper.
Joshy is Orange's good little boy.
So true.
Eh?
Hey Josh, you remember when I typed out Via Minute? Man, that was wild.
I had typed out your name before I saw that.
Never...
Also, it had been more than a minute, Avery.
Yeah.
I was making a fucking drink.
Wait, I'll be right back.
About
Alrighty then.
Avery Coon.
But yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Enough of that glorious Travis Strikes Again music. Enough of the silver face. It's time for the silver case.
Isn't it the 25th ward though?
25th ward, the silver case, but it's the silver case nonetheless.
Oh fuck!
Unfortunately, Noir is still not here, so I guess... never mind, he literally got here right as I was saying he wasn't here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we were in the middle of in the fucking thing with the goddamn RAC, the Regional Adjustment. No, it's the RAB, the RAB. Something that's worth mentioning. So in addition to all the other things that I bought to fix up my computer, I also got a funny new keyboard. And that keyboard just so happens to have a series of 6 buttons on the side of it that I can use with what's it called?
Reckless Abandons?
Yeah, pretty much. I was gonna say you can use it with Stream Deck, so...
So they're miscellaneous keybinds?
Well, Noir, it's very funny that you say that, because you see, the button that's directly next to the escape key is the fart noise button. It's the fart with reverb button, as a matter of fact.
You see?
You know you're just gonna have to hit that button now.
Oh, I hate
Oh,
that
yeah,
button.
well, you guys aren't gonna hear it, but I am.
Is it, how
I
wet
can kinda
is that
hear it.
fart? How wet is that fart?
It's got a lot of reverb and a lot of wet. Yes, of course, thank you to Kitten Vale for following. We very much appreciate the support.
I can't wait for the eventual day where they're in the middle of a serious scene in a visual novel and Orange accidentally hits the fart reverb in the middle of it and shatters the entirety of the tension.
Now, all things considered, it is literally directly next to the fucking hell. Is my audio not going through? What the hell? Let's see. Discord freezing? Oh god.
Is your Discord freezing? Mine's not freezing.
Well, I mean,
Mine's good.
everything seems to be working just fine. Can you guys
That's
like, is the stream moving?
Oh yeah, moving just
Oh,
fine.
it looks like it's doing great.
I don't know.
So-
Fuck me, guys.
Say like I could even tell before you move the thing because I could see the lines in the VHS filter move off.
Oh my god. No, don't leave. I'm still acquiring my legal copy of Umineko. It's just gonna take a little while.
I love leave.
Illegal.
Uh-huh. Yeah, alright, so look, if everything's being displayed just fine. You know what, here, actually, oh! Okay, Discord finally crashed. Fuck. Oh! Okay, no, the client crashed, but I can hear you guys just fine.
Oh, sick. My great game, my great capture.
Mm-hmm.
You
First
hate to see it.
trial. Our first trial.
Okay, cool.
What?
Thank you so much, Noir. You are the silver case.
Read the saga Song of Beetlesaurus, a wacky
Here.
madcap adventure about the world's coolest
Just for
cycle,
you.
kick-flipping through
Anyways.
such problems as cursed
I'm
girlfriends,
also trying to get the,
unbalanced political ducks in space, the aftermath of the
I'm also
destruction
trying
of
to
the
get
internet
the
and
Taco Bell
corrupt
noise. And I'm trying to get the
Oh,
fucking...
the dong.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the Taco Bell dong, and I'm trying to get the goddamn the Vine boom sound effect. But it would appear that there is a hard cap on how long a effect can go on for, or rather, like it needs to be like a certain length. I think it's like 5 seconds. So I'll have to artificially extend out the Vine boom sound effect.
Oh fuck, what happened last time?
You should probably catch up on that. Like, you missed out a lot.
Shit.
Like, Con, actually, if you're
I had
dropping
like a
in...
week and a half and I didn't.
Like, Con,
No,
honestly...
no, I was here last time. It's just been a while.
Oh, so...
Again, a lot of shit.
So Jabroni, he got a little... kind of became cringe.
Horny.
He was pretty cool for a while, but then he kind of just became cringe.
I remember he became Agent 47.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I think
So
he
much
became
does happen in
unhorny
this
after
fucking
that.
game. It's so
I think
true.
I think he lost his horny after that.
Why are you in the back rooms?
Remember, we're looking for that matchmaker dude.
Really looking for G-Man.
We're looking for G-Man, yeah. Anyways, if you want to give us your best out of breath, Joshua.
Oh. Damn. 25 floors is fucking harsh. I think I'm gonna puke. Suki-san. Are you okay? Oh.
I'm 25.
It's times like this. My age really catches up with me. Come on, Suki-san. You're still young. What's up? That door is the only one open, isn't it? Looks like it. Maybe that's the room.
Alright. Okay. Input delay for this new thing isn't too bad. I literally can't tell the difference between this and my TV, so that's good. Let's look!
Shall we go in? We're not gonna drag our asses all the way here just to go back down again. Let's go. Okay.
Let's move. So yeah, this started out in media res with him getting captured, and I'm pretty sure that's about to happen.
Salsa, be careful. Got it.
AC, you're needed on set.
Oh wow.
So, I've been waiting, Suki-san.
Translator.
We don't need to use that name anymore. My name is Mitsuki Haichima. From now on, please just call me Heyday. Heyday? Heyday?
Petey?
Heidi. Hi.
Girl of the Alps.
You sure don't look like you're from the fucking Alps.
Oh, really?
So why don't you tell us what the fuck is going on?
Well, there's so much. But I wanted to introduce you to this gentleman.
Who? You motherfucker.
It's Senator Barack Obama.
You're still fucking alive? That's
Watch
that's,
it soon,
that's
yeah.
right, Suki.
Oh, hey, who? Shikino?
It may have been from the Silver Case, because I think Silver Case music is just straight up playing right now.
Very, very true.
We'll have to see. I'll have to see that name again.
Wait, so
Sure.
do we have anybody that's already voicing him?
You know what, here, for the interest of avoiding having two people who are voicing two characters in the same room, it's been a long time, Suki.
No, I get it. So you've been controlling the... Was it Okiai?
Okiai.
Okiai Syndicate.
Okay, I don't think we've met this guy before.
You fucking piece of dog shit.
Hey, come on now, calm down. We haven't seen each other in such a long time. We've got plenty to talk about, don't we?
I don't have shit to say to you, asshole. I'm gonna kill you.
And I was thinking you'd grown up. You're just as short-tempered and fussy, huh?
Fuck you! Shishigoni. Shishigoni?
Sorry.
Shigino.
in my head with like the name.
Shigino, I think.
Shigino, right?
That's how-
Gi, no.
Shigino.
Yeah,
Shigino.
Shigino, okay. Fuck you! Oh my god.
Shigino.
Shigino.
Shigino. Fuck you, piece of shit, you're gonna die!
Hajima, I can't even greet this guy, let alone talk with him like this.
Yes, he is a bit rough. Can't even say your name properly, but...
I'm getting my payback for all the shit back in the day.
Hey now, Suki. Behind you.
What?
Sasa betrayed us!
Honest, not surprised.
Hmm?
He
I
seemed
kinda
like a shifty fuck.
Yeah, okay.
It's always the quiet ones.
2 hours and 40 minutes earlier. 9:20 p.m. Oh, that's right. Don't you want to be the bottom blue?
Oh, fuck.
I gotta make you louder too. No, yeah, that's
Did you say
max
the
volume.
bottom
shit.
blue?
Yeah. Rindy has two sides, bottom blue and royal blue.
Oh, hold on.
So, how do I get around to the back?
All right, let's get moving.
How do I get back there?
Okay, let's get looking.
I need to find a way back there. Is it this way?
Didn't the guy I was also voicing? Osato.
Oh yeah.
Rango?
What the hell are you doing? Took you earlier to stay back, right?
Yeah. I feel like he may have mentioned something like that, or maybe not.
You fucking idiot. You just got bored waiting there, didn't you? God damn it.
Sorry.
Nango.
Yo.
Ah, Mitsumoto.
What are you doing?
You know, sorry.
So how was it?
It's impossible to get in from the rear. Door opening mechanisms are all broken.
Our only way in is the front.
Hey, you guys going inside? Did they call for backup?
No, not yet.
We're preparing to go in once it hits 10 o'clock.
Hey, Mitsumoto! Don't fucking tell him!
At this point, hiding it would be pointless, wouldn't it?
Need to take this stuff more seriously.
So you're not just waiting here like me.
We're leaving you here. Just so you know, this wasn't my decision. We're just doing what Suki told us to. I want someone to stay back with the car. Sasa has been on the ship more times than Osato. So I want to bring Sasa with me this time. But if we just tell Osato to wait here, he'll get upset. That's what he said.
Suki-san.
Anyway, you stay back here.
I'm going. No way. I'm definitely going.
I said no!
Suki-san is going to be pissed.
That's fine, I don't care. I want to have a word with him, so...
Fine. You're so fucking stubborn sometimes.
Awesome. You don't mind, do you, Mitsumoto?
I'll leave it up to Nango.
Okay, then it's decided. Alright, let's go. Let's move it.
Well, I guess Suki will understand. 2 hours earlier. Oh wait, fuck. 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
There you go.
Big Apple, 3 a.m.
Chicago, USA, 9 p.m. on a Thursday evening.
Hello.
This place is big.
It's no wonder the present company went bankrupt building a place like this. The parent company went bankrupt building a place like this.
Nango, Suki's ID signal is coming from a higher floor. I believe it's somewhere on the 25th floor.
Okay, let's find a route to the 25th floor. Ah,
If only we knew a route to the 25th floor.
I mean, we do, but it's been like a week. Oh yeah, that's right.
Aren't you happy
Senen.
that I read it today?
Thank God. If we're not careful, we're gonna get lost. If we're not, okay.
Maybe look again?
Okay, I probably gotta look again.
You wanna talk to her?
No, fuck. Move!
Orange, you're gonna have to be careful so you don't get lost.
They got this far in the construction. What a waste.
Talk? To Sato, maybe?
Nango, I've got a question.
What? Keep it short.
I heard Ichigaya mention it, but what's the Okiai Syndicate?
Well, to put it simply, they're Yakuza.
So that's it after all. I can tell by the name. Suki-san reacted really badly just from hearing the name Okiai Syndicate. Does he have some sort of connection to them?
Oh. So you haven't heard yet, huh?
About the bird?
Suki used to be a member of the Okiai Syndicate.
What? Really? Nah.
Yeah. He went down to the bottom of the ladder when he was with them.
Now that you mention it, he does sort of have a gangster feel about him, huh?
Former, that is.
So how did Suki-san join the RA Bureau?
Ask him yourself.
You can't just leave me hanging like that.
This isn't the time to be laying out his fucking life story for you.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Well, we want to know.
Who the hell are you?
Wait, Shen, motherfucker. No!
Zombies.
Just in time for AC to be gone.
Ew!
Jesus fucking Christ.
Good evening.
Ew!
Evening.
What the hell are you guys doing in a place like this?
Ew!
Danganronpa?
What about you, huh?
Yeah!
Wait, okay, wait, who's who?
There's two of
Bone,
them.
you're the guy on the right. I guess Joshy's the guy on the left.
Yeah, we're security guards for this hotel.
That's right. We stopped intruders like you guys and kill them.
Kill them! Stop them from living, please!
Well, that sounds like real hard work.
Nango, I know these guys.
Who are they?
They used to work for the HC unit. Apparently all the processing got them all fucked up mentally, and they basically turned into loser serial killers and were kicked out. They're garbage.
Oh, God.
You've got quite the mouth on you there.
Good for him. He's so energetic.
Now they work as rent-a-cops, huh? Give the Yogi Syndicate like monkeys.
What, with the recession and all, it helps.
Good pay, too.
Nango? They're a bunch of what are clearly just street punks, too.
So they have a whole pack of security guards, huh? The security must be excellent.
Anyway, let's cut the chit-chat.
You guys ready to die?
In.
Mitsumoto. Do them.
Got it.
Oh!
Oh, shit!
Wow, pretty flashy, huh?
Alright, you lot. Quit flinching like little pucks! Go, go, go!
Are you two now coming with them? Mentally disturbed rent-a-cop losers?
We don't need an invitation. We're going.
Okay then. How about I take on this guy over here?
No thanks.
Oh, being told no just makes it all the more fun.
Oh no.
Damn. Guess we'll just have to kill everyone. Like
Kill
we
every
always
last
do.
one of them! It would appear that we probably don't need to go through the whole place again.
1 hour and 30 minutes earlier. 10 and 20 minutes PM.
Ugh. Where am I?
Suki-san, are you awake?
Sasa? Hey, what the hell's going on?
Sorry. This is what's going on.
I really screwed up. Can't believe I never picked up on it till now. This goddamn traitor.
Well, but consider amount of effort into it. After all, infiltrating the RA Bureau is a life or death matter. Why haven't you killed me? I mean, you're going to disappear shortly anyway. But before that, there's someone who'd I'd like to meet you. Who'd like to meet you. So, I had put you asleep for a little while. Me? Who is it? This person.
Who is it? Oh!
Takeshi Hongo.
Was it Ishiki?
Ishiki, yeah.
Ishiki.
Who voiced them?
Did anybody voice them? Is this the new guy, I think?
Suki,
Alright.
I never thought we'd be meeting like this.
Since the moment I heard the name Okiya Syndicate, I somehow just knew you'd be involved. But you were the last person I wanted to see. Shiki. What the hell is this? What is Shigino doing here?
I believe in you, Joshy.
What the hell are you doing here? Why? Why? Why?
I'm here because I'm lending Shigino a hand.
Why would you help him? What? You can't tell me?
Suki. After all this time, I'm not gonna try and make excuses for the best. But...
Shiki, please hurry up and get rid of this man. Things are almost finished down below.
I see.
Wait! Ishiki! We're not done talking!
Suki. Next time.
What are you talking about? Suki-san is going to die today, right?
Nope. You see, Suki isn't the sort of man to die just yet. I can tell. Anyway, take care of yourself.
Huh? Thank you for the warning. But Suki-san, he's going to die today.
See ya.
Hey! Ishiki! Hey!
"15 minutes earlier. 11 and 10 minutes p.m.
That's the Bone Man.
Zombie.
I am making spaghetti.
I can take over.
God damn it! Putting us through all this! Mitsumoto, how's it going?
Adjustment complete.
Osato, how many are left?
Apart from the guy you got, everyone's been adjusted.
In that case, tell us everything you know. Talk, and I won't kill you. So what's it gonna be?
Fuck you.
Damn.
One to the solar plexus.
That looks like it hurts.
So what's it gonna be?
Like I said, fuck you. Two to the solar plexus.
And the angle's just right, too.
What's it gonna be?
Fuck. Three to the solar plexus. Is he passing out?
Actually, it looks more like he's fainting in agony.
Looks like we got a real tough guy here.
What do we do?
Mitsumoto, contact Meijima. Have him come to clean up the bodies and collect this guy.
Understood.
Osato, you go find Suki and the rest of them.
Got it.
Osato,
Yeah?
I got this off a guy adjusted.
A mobile info terminal?
Looks like it. Looks like it. We should be able to hack it if we jack in.
So the Catherine Nano, then.
Yeah. This may contain information about the hotel.
Yeah. That's right out. It looks like this requires a 4-digit password in order to bring up information about each floor.
See what you can do about that.
Okay.
I wonder what the password is to the 1000 Hotel.
Could it be 1,000?
I guess it probably has 2-3.
Alright. 1-0-0-0. Wait, really? Fuck!
Absolutely cool. You thought
Have
it
you
would
tried?
only be 1,000?
Nope. Info for the first floor of this hotel.
Yeah, this was the entrance.
4-digit password. That reminds me of what Suki-san said. Sometimes it's the most simple ideas that provide breakthroughs.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, right.
Maybe 0001?
There would have to be the most incompetent henchman if the password was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, worth a shot.
Nope.
Nope.
Try
That's the password on an
0001.
idiot's luggage.
Yeah.
Nope. Info for the first floor of this hotel. It's the most simple idea.
What if I just look around really quickly?
But still, the cleaners must have a really hard job.
Okay, never mind, man.
Yep.
Can you-
0001.
Oh, so just 1,000 in reverse? Okay, sure.
I mean, it's the first floor, maybe of 1,000.
It's worth a shot.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Would you
Yeah.
like the correct answer?
Sure.
Nope.
The correct answer is 1,001.
Really?
Oh my god.
I was genuinely considering.
Bruh moment.
They wanted to throw me
Wow,
off
we were all
like just enough.
I actually wanted to suggested that as like a joke, but
Like, there were numerous times where I was thinking, what if it's just like 1001?
Also, not sure how it thinks that you're supposed to know that though.
It's the first floor of the Cotton Hotel.
Awesome! I got it! Damn, this route's gonna be a hassle. Yeah.
For now, go hook up with Suki and Co. We'll check out the rest of this area here.
Okay. See you in a bit.
Is this okay?
It's fine. We have other systems in place to track Osato's movement apart from his ID signal. And he doesn't know it. If this works out, then great. If not, maybe next time. Anyway, the current target has got to be Suki. For Osato, we'll see what happens.
Did Suki-san know about this too?
Yep. The fact that the name Okiai Syndicate was thrown out there, that means they've definitely got Suki in mind. The Suki's out in front, he wants to check out the people keeping busy in the shadows. That's how the Chief and I see it.
I wonder if Suki-san's still alive.
Who knows? But he's definitely not the type just up and die peacefully.
Thanks, Irogomagori.
10 minutes earlier.
Huh?
11:50 p.m.
Yeah, that was kind of like my Gamagori voice.
Oh.
I'll do a little bit more boisterous though.
Wait, I forget,
Like-
Josh, did you say you did or did not watch Kill la Kill?
I did not. I only watched the first episode of Kill la Kill.
Alright.
Oh, then you've literally seen Gamagori, the first character you meet in Kill la
Probably
Kill.
not, probably didn't remember him.
So, you killed Yabu.
No. Someone else was tasked with killing him. I just guided the bodies along to the RA Bureau.
After all he's done for you. Yabu's probably pretty pissed off in heaven right now.
I never asked him to do anything for me. Yabu decided on his own volition to take me in.
Oh, did he then? Either way, the RA Bureau sure has gotten soft. Letting a joker like this slip into the pack.
I think I deserve a compliment for that. It was really hard work, you know. Like today, I had to pretend to be / in chat. I had to find a clear route to get in without being traced. Cover up my tracks, all that.
So that was you, huh?
Well, I did take the liberty of borrowing the name.
Sounds like a real hassle. But you had plenty of opportunities to take me out.
I don't think he is Slash. I think he was taking the name Slash to trick them.
I proposed to myself as much myself. But, you know, we have our goal. We have our goals, man. The thing is, Heide, right? Heide?
Heidi.
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 It's not a
Heidi.
Japanese name.
Heidi likes this kind of thing, with all the acting and drama and whatnot.
Who the hell is he anyway? Why is he working with Shigino? More importantly, why the hell is Shigino even here? Ishiki. Come on, answer me!
Suki-san. That's no way to request something from a person. And chat time is over. I have to be going, too. You can go ahead and move on to the next world now.
Used up all your salsa points.
That's a pretty cold send-off for a coworker.
Former coworker, that is.
This is, well... shit.
Alright then.
Hey, shoot! Listen up, Salsa. The RA Bureau does not abide traitors. No matter what. However useful they may be, traitors are rewarded with death.
Are you really threatening me now? Suki-san, that's not a good look on you.
So you're prepared, right? Stop hesitating! Shoot! I know!
Oh, the sociopath did it.
Yeah.
Phew! Adjustment complete.
That's my
Holy
boy
shit.
come through.
Yeah. How's that, Suki-san?
He takes off his clown nose and puts it on the corpse.
Nice one.
Then he honks it.
Osato, get these off of me.
Oh yeah, okay.
Con, did you do like a hyper-realistic clown nose impression?
Yes.
Damn, alright, shit.
Now we know who the real clown of the group is.
They're off. Looks like I outrank him as your partner after all. I totally got your instructions.
Didn't I order you to stay back and wait?
Oh. Well, yeah, but you lied to me about that, so...
Orders are orders.
Yeah?
To make up for it, go shave your head.
No! Don't shave your head!
Come on, what do I look like, Sheer Yabu?
Like a cue ball.
No!
You can't shave a cue ball. Suki-san, Please don't make me go skinhead.
No!
Well, fine.
Oh no, Shirayama. This game, you get the bald ending if you let everybody in this game go bald.
You did help me out, after all. I'll let this one slide.
Thank God.
There isn't any card game.
In exchange, help me out.
Shave your head like an idol with a boyfriend.
My back hurts so bad I can't stand up.
Suki-san, you really are middle-aged now, huh?
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah.
Shut the fucks.
Boyfriends.
Now fuck each other.
Oh, look at how fucking cute he looks in this. Holy shit. Oh, cute. Holy
Walking up
shit.
Walking up 25 flights of stairs really took its toll.
No kiss.
I'm fine.
There's something about the cute murder boys that just
Whatever.
hit different.
Behind those problematic things.
Osato, get hold of the bureau.
Stand it, any card game.
Exchange, help me out.
Stand it, any card game.
Exchange, help me out.
Stand it, any card game.
Stand it, any card game.
Stand it, any card game.
We're gonna report on the situation.
Okay.
Quickly, I have like my internal volume down a little bit. Sorry, you guys gonna see some shit really quickly?
Hey, it's Osato.
Why is it so quiet? What the fuck?
Hey, it's Osato.
No, it's just like, you guys are a lot quieter than normal. I guess that just kind of comes with the changing of the computers and whatnot.
I said hi, it's Osato.
Don't worry about that later!
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll put him on. Suki-san, Ichigaya says it's an emergency.
Ichigaya.
That's right.
This is Suki.
B.
You are this woman, remember?
Well, the real question is B awake? Place your bets now.
B is awake.
Hi.
Hey!
You're asking for too much. Anyways, Suki-san, is everything taken care of over there?
Basically.
I see. In that case, I know you must be tired, so I'm sorry, but could you come back to the bureau ASAP?
What's up?
The chief says he wants to have a meeting regarding adjustment duties.
I see. So it isn't about these guys here.
I'm afraid I don't know. All I know is that it is regarding a target for adjustment.
Who's the target?
I'm gonna say fucking Shiriabu.
The name is...
Cock tease.
No!
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Tokyo!
Oh god dang!
Oh.
Yeah.
Turtle Boy's gonna get it!
Turtle Boy makes the chuckle fucks!
I feel bad that like the last.
So who the fuck was the Nighthawk?
The lunar orbit is coming soon!
I feel bad that like for like
Barnyard.
most of these
Barnyard.
Run back to the barnyard.
I've been like really tired, but now that my sleep schedule is getting fixed, like I can actually focus on these.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. Alright, cool.
Alright, time to do, what is it, the placebo.
Time to do the placebo.
Time for placebo.
Time for Plumbo.
Plumbus.
Wimbus. Yo,
So
Gordon.
that frame
What?
drop is happening on the Switch, right?
Yogare means dirt.
Maybe? Turtle Boy, let's do it.
Turtle power.
Male.
I don't read all the numbers in the bag because they're in blue. You have one unread mail.
Today's word, dead zone, a space with no sound. A silent world meant to make people nervous. In psychological terminology is the mental state of achieving a goal and then losing sight of the road ahead, accompanied by a sense of duty, giving up, and a sense of hopelessness. The place between life and death.
Isn't that also just May sickness?
But either way, your true nature will be revealed, and you'll have no choice but to act.
Really? And I still can't believe that I am capable of something like that.
It's your calling. It's your fate and your destiny.
Is it not in order?
Unfortunately, it's not in order. You can't give that order. I have no idea who any of these people are. I'm just gonna assume it's like someone's talking to Tokyo. I gotta figure out how to like fucking adjust this thing, because I think I have a very strong feeling that I may have fucked it up and the caption may be a little bit screwed up. I have no idea. I'll go over this once more, but this is a place for me to write about my dreams. This place is saved on an online storage mechanism, and the text is open for third parties to read freely. Why am I even bothering to write something like this anyway? I can't think of a good reason now. It may simply be that writing something, anything, has just become a habit or a compulsion. Just like how when a person wakes up in the morning, brushing their teeth is a habit or a compulsion. Habits and compulsions have stronger power than things with clear reasons. And with that, I'll continue to write about my dreams. The nightmare said the 25th ward. So many people have died. Accidents, murders, suicides. They look different, but they're all the same in the end. The same types of death repeated. 9 people have died. Not a single resident believes that the figures publicized were true or correct. On the other hand, there is no life. Nobody was born and raised in the 25th ward. The place is a huge morgue. A morgue is where dead bodies are kept. Bodies will be put on display in order to identify those who had died in war, of starvation, or of sickness. These places existed in larger European cities long ago. And now the residents of the 25th ward, even if technically alive, were no more than dead bodies. They are lined up nicely in order on the borderline, between life and death. They are lined up so that each and every one can wait patiently for their own turn to die. The residents were all gathered here. A pleasant living environment, an excellent location. All the latest cutting-edge facilities, etc. Bionic security systems and built-in kitchens, and auto-reservation bedrooms. The buzzwords used by the PR firm are all true. There are also things left unsaid. While the 25th ward provided comfortable living, it also provided a whole lot of death as well. By the time this was noticed, the residents were already busy going to sleep and waking up there, working there, and living their everyday lives. Several days after the 10th death occurred in one of the apartments in those meaninglessly tall towers, a video showing the moment of death made its way around the internet. The people who viewed it apparently fell into depression, not because it was a real video. Conversely, it was because the unrealistic-looking death looked like something from a movie, and it messed with their emotions and made them uneasy. A beautiful woman died on screen. I knew her. You watched her fucking die. It's the bar again!
Yo!
Wood carving time!
I guess I will go ahead and reprise the role of the
Sumire. Sumire means violet.
Whiskey. Oh no! Wait, new woman, new one.
I can do it.
Rock paper scissors forever wants to be the bar woman, the bar mama.
How do we do rock paper scissors whenever we're officially online and we can't see
I don't
our
know, just
hand?
yell it out loud or something.
Is Crouch
Your
okay?
cam for 2 seconds.
Is the dice spot available in this channel?
Actually, you can roll dice. Here.
Oh shit!
I don't have any dice.
No, like
You can
do
roll it in the thread.
How would you rock paper scissors with more than 2 people?
Yeah. Rochambeau.
Okay. How do I?
Never mind. I guess never mind. Congo.
Congo.
Wait, what about B? Oh, B disconnected.
Yeah, no, you won. You won, Con.
Go ahead, Con.
Okay. Is Scotch okay?
Anything is fine.
Photo like that, and that would be the most expensive one we got.
Wow, your mic is just eating most of your voice. Getting a little too deep. Gone?
Okay, now it's not picking you up at all.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can hear you. You're just very quiet.
Someone else, please. Just go.
B, hit it. Randy, hit it.
Damn.
Anyone, hit it.
You got Kuriganagi. Just go, Randy. Just go. Just go.
Around here? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you from around here?
That'll do. Not anymore. This place used to have a different name, right?
So, you used to be a regular, huh?
It was called Jackhammer, wasn't it?
Yeah. I bought this place with all the furnishings.
Did you know the old master?
A pervert. That's about all I can remember.
Shit. Me too.
You're funny.
No, I really can't remember.
There's no way you'd forget that memorable face, though, right?
Can I smoke here?
There's an ashtray over there.
Thanks.
What's your name?
Tokyo Morishima.
Ah. Where did I put that?
Gun.
Oh, rains of Porto Vecchio. The rain that had fallen for 3 days was about to end, and it was cool. And it was a cold, dim dawn. I was drinking tea and talking with her in my room. We had conversations like this pretty often. Not pretty often. Yeah. Back then, whenever we had the time, we talk. She hadn't slept a wink, but she didn't seem sleepy at all. She told me before that we could go a whole night or two without sleep. To her, insomnia, migraines, and starving herself were like friends. But her beauty showed no signs of any sort of illness. There's a certain sense of class in the way that she did things like drink tea. To the point where even I, a woman, almost fell for her. I thought these were all fucking Tokyo's memos. Oh, we're gonna finish the stream when the placebo is done? What time is it? It's only like 10:30.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked how like early it still is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we finished up the fucking like depending on how long this goes, you might do a little bit of the transmitter.
I'm shocked with how like much was packed into that small amount of time.
Do you have any secrets? She asked me, and this is she looked over to her looked over to me at her teacup. Looked at me over her teacup. Secrets, I returned coyly in a low voice. I knew that there was more to her query. Everyone has secrets. You should have some too. Starting things in a somewhat condescending manner was a habit of hers, especially when she was speaking to me. Having secrets, I thought about this a while. I'd imagined how I'd change if I had secrets. At the time, I hung on to her every word. I listened carefully, and was extremely interested. I don't like the 25th ward. Her topics of conversation always change quickly. Why are so many people dying? Because there are people killing them. That was my answer. Who is killing them? The Regional Adjustment Bureau. Where exactly did you hear that from? You know who. She had nothing to say about you know who. Why did the Bureau kill agents? Why did the Bureau agents kill the residents? For adjustment. That's just a different word for it. What do you mean? Using that term is another word for murder. Yeah, it's a more professional sounding term. Maybe they're trying to finish it systematically. Murder usually has a motive. Feels like we're in some sort of suspense novel. I laughed. She didn't smile in the slightest. Even soldiers killing people in war have motive. It occurs when they see the enemy in front of them. But what about assassins? Men who get contracted to kill people. They do too, of course, but the word motive is a bit different. Let's fix that. She stared at me with a serious look on her face and drank her tea without looking away. You know what sort of word that is? After asking me this, she went back to her commanding tone again. Think hard about it. I thought about it, then 1 second later I answered. Murderous intent. As I said those words, she smiled briefly for the first time, and slowly nodded her head. So maybe Tokyo isn't writing these, shit. Yeah.
But then who is?
I don't know, back to the bar though.
Yeah, this here.
Turtle carving! It's a turtle.
Yeah, a turtle.
What is this?
The old master left this here. Said that if a guy named Tokyo Morishima shows up, then I should pass it on to him.
I carved this.
Huh?
I remember there was some sort of trick.
Trick? To this?
Yeah, probably the shell.
Did this just turn into JoJo?
What?
No, I don't think
what?
so. That's
Because there was
a
a
part
turtle?
5 reference.
There's a part of JoJo where there's a turtle.
Yeah.
Back hurts from that reach.
That was a reach.
I wonder what sort of feelings I must have had for her in the beginning. Maybe it was like how a little sister feels about a big sister. Back then I was still pretty immature and naive, but we weren't actually sisters. We weren't even friends or acquaintances either. I knew that, so our relationship had a sense of fabrication, maybe something scripted about it. this is about me and GLG, then I would be able to concretely say what sort of relationship we had. It was extremely simple and clear and beautiful. A master-servant relationship. Are these from Machiko?
Which one's Machiko again?
GLG's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. He was my master. Any order that GLG may have given me, I followed the letter. Okay, yes, this is Machiko talking, so... Rindy, if you want your time in the sun, then by all means.
Go for it.
He was my master. Any order that GLG may have given me, I followed to the letter, no matter what. It wasn't a bad thing. For me, being controlled by him made me happy. Being ordered to do something and then having to fulfill that order was pure bliss. She was ordered by GLG to be in charge of my training. He told me, think of her as a big sister, and I learned a lot from her. So I did my best to follow her orders, and through that I was able to indirectly feel the same sort of pleasure. What was complicated was that I had one more little sister. I don't know if she was actually younger than me, but GLG told me to think of her as a younger sister, and to get along. But she acted much more like a real person than me. She was a stupid and foul-mouthed and sarcastic girl. My big sister was Milu, my little sister was Miru, I was Maru. Apart from Milu, GLG gave us those names.
Wait, what? Huh?
Oh!
It's the three girls that what's
Well,
his
no, I
face
mean,
had.
yeah, but so.
Oh, does...
Well, no. Wait, hold on a second. So, the girl that GLG was with is Miru or Meru. But we saw Meru die.
Which one, GLG again?
GLG is the good-looking guy.
Alright.
Yeah.
The guy who we thought we saw die on screen, but in reality it was somebody else. But in reality it was that
The
guy
guy who
did
did
that
not die and
costume.
killed Garfield.
Just keep going, Rindy. It's fine.
Wait, if this is Meru speaking... Who was Meru in the beginning?
That was you. So I don't know. You can keep. Yeah, if you want to do it, you can. It's fine.
You can keep going for now, Rindy.
Okay.
I don't think the three of us had ever all spoken together at the same time before. I have no memory of that. We may have once, but I can't remember. But I can't remember it. Basically, both Miru and I were trained respectively by Milu. So with regard to Miru, I thought of her as a younger sister who had been brought up in a different place from me. I had a job that I was assigned. My job was talking with men in sex chat. Apparently, this actually had education purposes. I learned about the world through talking in sex chat. I became really familiar with male psychology and sex and sexual deviation. I became able to pretend like I was having sex for hours. What's important is the flow. Just as a sponge absorbs water, I absorbed all kinds of new things, and I became able to read the flow of conversation better and better. GLG had told me before that I was in possession of a really amazing ability. It's really surprising, not even Meru or Milu have that ability. Meru, I wanted to try and read into my future. While I could read conversations, I couldn't read the future, so I told him that. But after that, I felt as if the real me was somewhere else, and I felt really uneasy, as though a small dark hole opened deep in my heart. I was afraid that GLG would disappear someday. The real me imagined that, and it made my entire body shake with chills. The real me? That's right, I was a girl who was plugged in.
Okay, so that was the AI program that we talked to in the previous placebo that's able to predict the future.
So and it sounds like she might be a real person, depending on what that means.
Well, no, like the real person imagined a world without the GLG, without Mr. GLG, and then she felt a feeling, like as a robot. She had a feeling. She had an emotion.
I get the impression maybe she's not actually an AI, but rather there's someone in a matrix sort of thing, and that's her conscious. Her conscious is derived from.
It's a Sword Art Online.
Or something.
25th Ward become human.
It's better that way.
There's something about I learned so much about the male psychology from a sex chat that just hits.
I wouldn't say it like that. Hold on.
I wouldn't say that the male sexual deviation slaps, but
The shell came off.
There's something inside.
What's this?
That's clearly a phone.
You mean you put that in there yourself?
Looks like it.
What a weird present.
Cell phone. I got mail.
Mail.
Oh, that's why I don't have my output volume maxed the fuck out. The mail function is locked. Input your lock number.
Oh.
Oh, shit. Ah, so it's locked.
My birthday.
What?
I use my birthday for pin codes.
Wow, that's pretty dumb.
But I don't know my birthday.
What? That's way past simply dumb.
I have to use my birthday. I don't know my birthday.
So should I start reading this one?
Yeah, you were the weird AI woman, so yeah, you're free to go.
That's right. Since I was a girl who was plugged in, the real me had never met Miru or Miru in person. I simply spoke to them through the monitor all the time. It's the same as how I would talk with the sex chat clients. The only communication I knew was done using a computer that was constantly connected to the internet.
Okay, so they're like in basically like pods. Alright, interesting.
Miru was in a similar position to me, but I don't know whether or not she too was a girl who was plugged in to me. To me, it was something I don't need to know, as well as something I don't want to know. I feel like I should talk about the past more now. Oh yeah, I'll write about the first time I met GLG. The first time I met GLG, I was still the real me, with an actual physical body. But the physical body was bereft of emotion.
Oh, you know what I just realized? Okay,
what?
So during the RAB stuff, they mention how they're able to basically like take all the information from somebody's body and just leave them an emotionless husk. So I'm wondering if maybe the Regional Adjustment Bureau, because a good-looking guy was, he was a diver who works for the Regional Adjustment Bureau. So maybe he just had the fucking tech to just rip women's personalities and memories out of their bodies and put them in a sex chat AIs.
Jeez.
That's some Black Mirror shit.
This is like a couple episodes of Black Mirror.
I dig it.
Or what if women was sex chat?
Why don't you know your own birthday?
Because I don't remember.
Do you have amnesia?
I've never had much memory of when I was a kid. But recently I've started realizing that I can't remember lots of other things, either.
How come? That sounds pretty bad.
Sometimes I can't remember things. I can remember things.
Like what, for example?
Like this bar, for one.
Oh, this place?
Yeah, I felt like if I came here, I might be able to remember more.
I see. What a weird customer.
Sorry.
Do you have a license?
Huh?
If you check your license, it has your birthday written on it, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Looks like I'm way smarter than you.
My license. It's in my wallet. March 27th.
So you're an Aries.
Gesundheit.
What is this conversation?
He's trying to figure out what the fuck this password is for his phone.
I
He
get
doesn't
that,
know
it's
his
just...
birthday because he's one of those crazy Kamui shelter kid people.
It's just weird that he didn't recognize this.
Wouldn't March be 0327?
Yes.
My bad.
Oh wait, fuck. Can I back up?
I'm getting some input. I gotta figure out how to fucking edit. Like, I gotta figure out what the fuck is going on with
Yes,
the damn thing.
they're using their right way to write it. 2703. Hell yeah, based.
Oh my fucking god! Wait, what?
Yeah, the correct way.
Oh
the non
no! Wait, no! Like the story's progressing.
Oh, damn it!
Wait, what?
God damn
Oh.
it. It was
I was born in the 24th Ward and brought up in a dark underground space called the Shelter. Of the children raised in the Shelter, I was part of the 3rd generation. Up until then, the technology to create completely controllable people had been honed extensively and was implemented there. But there were also many people from the Shelter who turned out to be less than perfect, and a few people who simply could not be deleted for whatever reason. I was one of the ones who turned out less than perfect. This may make you picture a child who can't really keep up in school, but the reality of the situation was actually much more grim. Also, I personally do not remember most of the things from my past in the Shelter. Apparently, all the Shelter kids have the same problem with remembering their time in the Shelter. It's not that our memories have been erased, but that it hurts to remember, so we can't. It was traumatic. It was GLG who taught me all of this. I first met GLG in a somewhat unseemly shop on the outskirts of the 24th Ward. The place was known as a sale club, and every day I would stand behind the counter in front of various types of boys. I was basically one of the shop's products, meant for more perverted customers. Then one day, GLG showed up, and the very moment he saw me, he spoke to me. "You're a real girl, right? I'll buy you. So why don't you come along with me?" I have all sorts of terrible experiences with having terrible things done to me by the customers who had purchased me there. But at the time, I was completely numb to reality. There were times when I'd wake up in some strange bed in the morning, unable to move, and I'd find my lower body covered in blood and all sorts of filth. But I simply felt trouble that I couldn't move, and have no memory of being shocked or traumatized by it. But there were some times when I'd get really nauseous in the shop's bathroom, and would go into panic. When that would happen, the shop owner would give me a kind of medicine capsule. That night, like most of their clients, GLG took me to a room in a love hotel. But it wasn't the usual cheap, dingy room. It was a clearly high-class VIP room. It had a king-size double bed and a plasma TV. And it had a huge, clean bathroom. And the bathroom had 2 baths that seemed to be for separate things. Also, outside the huge floor-to-ceiling window with lace curtains, there was a large wooden deck on the balcony, and installed in that deck was a big outdoor bath. GLG removed my clothes and put me in the outdoor bath. He was still fully clothed, and he crouched down in the round white bath, then looked at me. My body was emaciated. My skin had an unhealthy bluish hue, and my bones were visible through my skin. Even though he was staring at my body like that, I didn't think anything of it. GLG held my head kindly in his hands, and he spoke to me. "When I said I would buy you, I didn't mean just for tonight. I paid for you to be released from that place." That night, GLG and I slept together in a king-size bed, with clean, comfortable sheets. GLG didn't do anything rough with me at all. In fact, there was nothing of a sexual nature happening whatsoever. Furthermore, he treated me like an independent woman. GLG used one hand to pull a book out of his bag and open it up. He stuck out his other arm for me to use as a pillow to rest my head on. GLG read aloud to me from a book written by an author named James Tiptree Jr. The book was called The Girl Who Was Plugged In. I was entranced by his voice.
Huh.
Hmm?
Shut up, Noir. Why would someone rent a blue skeleton for sex? Incorrect lock number.
What?
I guess it's wrong.
How come?
It's license. Maybe it's a fake.
You mean a forgery? Hey, you're not...
I may be.
You seem like a dangerous guy.
Sorry.
Do you have anything besides your license?
Just a credit card. It doesn't have my birthday written on it.
What about your credit card PIN code?
PIN code? I think it's my birthday. But I don't remember ever having used it, so I don't know.
Jeez.
Shit.
Well then, how about... screw it. I'm gonna close up shop today.
How come?
Nothing. Just kind of... I have a weak spot for dangerous guys.
Okay.
How does Tokyo do it?
Do what?
Get chicks!
This is the only chick I think we've ever seen him do. I mean, get.
Yeah, well, did he even get her?
Did he even get her? She just kind of thought, oh, I guess he's out, I guess.
I was like, the closest to getting anybody is, I think the bartender in the first game hit on him.
Yeah!
Oh.
Okay.
Hold on a second. This capture program is not as good as the other one. Holy shit.
What are you using?
I'm using the required one. What the fuck?
Required?
NVIDIA does not support 1080p. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, that's really weird. Alright, whatever.
Wait, is this on capture card? I forget.
This is on capture card. I'm using my
Right,
Switch.
you're on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here, maybe it's just because of the fucking... Here, I don't need fucking flashback recording.
Orange, I fucked with this program so much I don't know how to fucking fix the input latency.
Okay. The Girl Who Was Plugged In was a short story about an ugly, gross girl who tries to kill herself and is then plugged into the beautiful, man-made Delphi, and is loved by everyone, and acts as a sort of advertisement. GLG told me that we'd try something similar to this story. His proposal, as far as I was concerned, was an order. After all, GLG had bought my freedom for me, so no matter what he told me to do, it was my duty to follow his orders. Compared to Delphi and the girl who was plugged into her, the connection between myself and Meru, a simple recreation using computer graphics, was extremely low-tech. The job with which I was entrusted was to act as a sort of operator, making Meru speak and move and show various expressions of emotion, etc. The digital Meru was made to look like Miru. Milu's expressions and movements were captured and recreated in order to make Meru. Sometimes, responses to clients' comments were displayed in a list in a window, and this was basically a chat program used to support conversation. And this was made based on the conversational patterns of Quarter's #1 performer, Milu, to make sure that it would be a hit. Controlling the system of girls who were plugged in was not really as difficult as it may seem. In fact, as a shelter child, it was the perfect job for me. I finally made my debut at Quarter as a copy of Milu. It really was sort of my fate. Useless girls brought up in the shelter, before becoming grown women, were caught up and sold to rental shops for rich men to pick up. And before you know it, you're just a virtual woman hooked up to a computer. Until then, I didn't have any emotions. I had never cried nor laughed before. But as I chatted with countless men, I gradually started to get all of my emotions back. Actual physical sex and sex chat seem similar, but are vastly different. The men type out these mysterious phrases. The melons are delicious, huh? Oh, the melons are twitching. Ah, it's so cute and delicious. Stuff like that flows across the monitor. I had no idea what melon was supposed to mean, so the chat program installed in my computer took too long to choose a response and decided that these words made no sense. So I went ahead and randomly said, "Oh really? You like melon, huh?" And the guy on the other side got even more excited for some reason, so I guess it worked. Oh yeah, I love it. I really love it. I love it so much. The melon is coming. Oh shit, here it comes. The melon! In that moment, I laughed just a bit. And the computer graphic Meru also smiled at that exact same moment. After teaching me about what kind of place the shelter was and what sort of things happened to me there, GLG watched over my rehabilitation. At the time, I was doing nothing but repeating the same basic live chat performance at Quarter, over and over, but after a week my skills had dramatically improved. I became able to completely and perfectly use the girl who was plugged in system. Being a girl who was plugged in was really fun. When a person keeps doing something they find fun, they get better and better at it. I think that GLG had a really good eye for talent. I was a genius at being plugged in. I gradually became able to keep up with the imaginations of all sorts of men in live chat. Meru can also speak out loud. As long as it was on via the monitor, she could speak with clients using a mic and speakers. As for the subjects used in the chat, they covered everything from spiritual sounding, voodoo-like nonsense to information on the latest cutting-edge gene splicing technology. I became able to talk about anything. I actually have no idea whether or not that was the correct way of rehabilitating me. Basically, I escaped from my own physical being, fused with the virtual Meru, and followed the process to becoming a new, independent kind of identity.
Damn, that's crazy. By the way, when you said that and finished that melon bit, I played the fucking fart sound effect.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Bruh.
I needed to make it less awkward.
Oh, we've said worse.
Oh, come on. It's probably
You
the
exist.
first time
That's
being
sure.
like that.
Orange clearly hasn't been to the Tsukihime streams and it
He
fucking shows.
clearly has not been to the Sugi.
And I've been better for it. Anyways.
Clearly
I
doesn't
would
know.
disagree.
Weak.
Incorrect.
So what? There's just a clip now on the internet of me doing that, and it just.
If you want to make a clip, then go ahead.
Only if you draw attention to it.
Here we go.
Oh,
Cool.
what's this?
This will help you figure it out.
So what is it?
It's an online skimmer.
A what?
It skims the magnetic info strip on a credit card.
Wait. So you just have fucking you just have a thing that steals people's credit card information at this bar that you run.
I bet this lady has a lot of crime power.
Accesses the appropriate server and automatically hacks in and finds the PIN code.
Hannah, that's really something you got there.
Some of the neighborhood thugs left it in here.
Right, the neighborhood thugs left it in here.
If you get my drift.
How do you use it?
It's simple. Let me see your card.
Let me get the 3 numbers.
Here you go.
Okay, here it goes. Transmission.
What's that?
I just like saying that.
No, I was thinking, man, you're really just saying what you're doing, huh? And then she says what she says she's doing.
Fair, simple as.
I love this character.
Oh, it's like we're doing Wordle.
Oh shit! It's a hacking minigame. It's a literal legit hacking minigame.
Mastermind.
Let's see. Well, here, let's start with his original. Let's start with his original birth date. We'll do, or the one we think it is. So 0327. Okay, so 0 and 3 are hits.
I'm gonna give you some help. It is. You're getting. I think it's just counting how many you got right, not necessarily those 2 digits.
Okay, so let me just. I gotta get a fucking notepad ready. Hold on a second. Okay, so.
Dude, this turned into 999.
Notes.
Why does it remind
what's
you of
the digital
999?
So it's not 0327. So of that, 2 correct. Alright. So here, how about we swap out 27 with 1 and 9. Okay. So it has to be either 2 or 7.
Oh wait, Con, did you get through 999?
It's been a while.
Okay, so 2 is correct. Okay, so the first correct number is 2.
You do have a correct 2, yes.
So then of 0 and 3, one of those has to also be correct. So I'll make it... So let's try 4 and 3. Okay, so 0 is a correct number as well.
Correct.
So let's see then.
Well, that's not necessarily the case. Like, it's possible you replace the 9 with something with the 7 that was correct, for example.
I think I just haven't done the 8, 6, 5, and 4 yet. Oh.
Blow?
Blow means I think it's correct or
correct number in the incorrect spot.
Okay.
Yes.
So try 8, 3, 2, something? Maybe?
Sure. How about 2? Well, here. So if it's okay. So here, if it's a date of birth, it can't be any higher than the first digit. Can't be any higher than 0 or 2.
It doesn't have to be a date of birth, I think.
Well, I said it's his birthday.
Oh right. Right.
So maybe it's something like 0228.
But that's an impossible day.
Okay.
Isn't it?
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure February 28th is the real date. God.
There's February 28th every year.
Sorry.
It's fine. Don't worry.
I was thinking 29th.
That's the day I have to move out of my current place of residence.
Cool.
Oh, leap day.
So you got like a good chunk of time.
You had, I think.
Okay, so we get
the third spot is correct, not in the second spot.
So maybe it's.
Nice.
All right. So what about 0221?
Pooh.
0212?
No, I think the third 2 is correct and the second 2 is in the wrong spot.
So third 2 correct, second 2 is in the wrong spot.
Or if it's correct at all, it might not be correct at all actually.
So something is blowing somewhere. Maybe it's October? Hold on, if I go back to 0, I get 2 hits. So the first one has to be a...
wait. You got 2 hits and 2 blows.
Oh, so maybe it's 0202? No. Almost every number is in the wrong spot. Well, I mean, it can't be...
2002?
Maybe it's 0220?
Nope.
Maybe it's not a date? I don't know, maybe try...
It is a date, or it would function as a date.
Okay, so is February the correct number?
No.
Okay, it's not February.
A better hint might be every number is different.
Okay.
What? Then how did you get 2 hits and 2 blows?
I think it reads if you're putting a 0 in twice, that one of those will count as a blow, because you do need a 0, but you don't need 2 zeros.
Okay.
They will all be different numbers.
Right, yeah, right, yeah. Well, now I don't know what the fuck to do.
I still think the third one is a 2 for sure.
Okay, yeah, I'm guessing that's probably the case, because we were getting... Let's see. Okay, so... First one has to be a 0, second one has to be a 2.
You mean the third one?
Third one, yes.
Yeah.
My mistake. Alright, so is it either... So it's either a 3 or a 6. Okay.
So the 5 is correct and the 3 is it? And maybe also switch your places. I think the 5 is in the second spot. No, wait.
06?
Hold on.
Congratulations.
There we go.
You win.
June 25th.
June 25th?
Yep. Oh boy, time for another Android post.
GLG once told me that he was infatuated to the point of it almost being a sickness with the poor girls brought up in the shelter. I heard these words through the speakers on the monitor set up in my sparsely furnished room, connected to my desktop computer. I could see GLG's face through the monitor and he looked somewhat exhausted. And I went and looked into them, and as I came into contact with them, I found that when provided with the opportunity to use it, these girls had immense talents that could be made to blossom. Sometimes, in order to do that, things would get dangerous. But that made it all the better for me. Does that mean you were drawn to them sexually? I questioned GLG. The me in the monitor wasn't the real me, but Meru. I think so. I think that might be my own sexual perversion. Even if they're from the shelter. I don't feel the same way about men. The girl who was plugged in system tried to make Meru smile, but at that time I went against the system and expressed my own feelings. I sometimes felt like doing that. Does that mean that you love me? With that, GLG somewhat mysteriously narrowed his eyes and stared at Meru on the monitor. But his mouth formed an ever so slight smile. Yes, that's right, Meru. I love you. I thought that if that was the case, then anything was okay. I had my physical body taken, but was given a heart in return. It was way better than before. For the first time in my life, I was aware that I was actually happy at the time. Also, I thought GLG was the only person who could treat me like a proper woman. Truly, the only one.
Okay. Pin code found. June 25th, huh?
So you're a Cancer.
Represent.
A good match.
Okay, now to see if I can read the mail or not. The password is 6 2 5. Bing, bing, bing. Oh god damn it. Don't get me wrong, the stuff about Meru is interesting, but like, I hate how it's breaking up the pace of the shit that's happening in the bar. Soul of Dahaka.
There was one man among my live chat clients who knew all sorts of things and would share info with me. His name was Shoot. He knew that Miru and I were copies of Milu, and he seemed to know a lot about the string of deaths in the tower high-rise. It happened one day after spending several weeks drinking tea and chatting with Milu until dawn. During one of our live chats, I asked Shoot a question that had been on my mind for a while. All the people who've died were killed because of really stupid reasons, right? Huh? Well, yeah, pretty much, he answered me matter-of-factly. I, Meru, rested my chin on my hands and looked cool into the webcam and cutely tilted my head. So, they were killed because of stupid things, like, for example, throwing out trash on the wrong day, right? What about it? So at first, it was thought to be organized crime perpetrated by the apartment landlords, wasn't it? That's good, Shoot replied with a smile. You're not exactly right, but you're not far off either. Your guess there sounds kinda ridiculous, but you're on the right track. It's funny. But it was actually done by people called the Regional Adjustment Bureau. Hey now, come on, that's dangerous. I never said that name, okay? I laughed. You're afraid of being adjusted yourself, right? Of course I am. He seemed a bit offended. That's fine. But what I don't understand is a more fundamental point. That is, what is the point of killing off all these people for such small and ridiculous reasons? Also, most of us residents don't even really think much of it. Do you know?
You really want to hear my opinion?
Yeah, I do.
Okay then, everything I say from here on is just my imagination, but...
Okay, tell me what you imagine then. Just as I thought Shoot had smiled, he immediately stopped smiling and coughed, and then told me the following.
The answer is... murderous intent.
Murderous intent?
Basically, living in the 25th Ward, you begin to want to kill people.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is.
I don't really get it. What do you mean?
If you live in the 25th Ward, you should be feeling it too. I mean, if you're just a program, then I guess maybe you wouldn't feel it though.
Then try explaining it in a way that even a program could understand.
Okay. I mean, it's basically what it sounds like. For example, if the person next door throws out the trash on the wrong day, then we get pissed off about that. Like, really amazingly pissed off.
Why?
Because they don't follow the fucking rules!
Shoot suddenly became really angry. There was a suspicious gleam in his eye.
If it happened just once or twice, then I would understand. In fact, I could forgive it. But people can't just toss out the trash whenever they want, every time. That kind of idiot should die anyway, I think.
But that's just, like, your opinion though, right?
It's just my opinion, but a really strong one. In fact, I feel like, why the hell does that guy keep on living anyway? Because we all follow the rules in life. Garbage needs to be thrown out on the day set aside for that. Everyone works real hard in order to keep these rules going. If there's a day when you just can't take out the trash, then sometimes you fuck up and live with stinky garbage for 3 days or so. While trying not to puke, you know? Nobody can just ignore those rules and live however they fucking want. And how they fucking feel like it. That's how society works, isn't it?
So, you don't just sort of think they should die? You feel murderous intent towards them?
Yeah, that's right. In the 25th Ward, getting annoyed or irritated or getting pissed off at someone always leads to that. But I mean, even so, I don't actually kill anyone, though, you know?
Then it isn't murderous intent, is it?
It is. Because one day when the neighbor who keeps fucking up the garbage and getting killed by someone, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I guess someone protecting the 25th Ward finally killed off that dickhead next door. Sure and grateful for that. Good job, thanks! And I feel more at ease. Like, I feel like much better when that happens. I feel like I wish I could have seen the dead neighbor's body and stuff, too. More than the fear of me myself getting killed next, that catharsis is way, way bigger.
It's a kind of catharsis?
Yeah, to the point where you can feel the dopamine releasing in your brain. Then there's this game called Sudden Death. It's popular among the users a quarter. Playing games like that to make it even more fun feels great. I keep saying the same thing, but this is all just my own imagination. And to be honest, I love the Regional Adjustment Bureau. It's an absolute necessary organization. They take care of the dirty work for us. Those guys are the real public servants.
Hey. I suddenly remembered. Something about Goddess.
What is it?
She's been throwing...
Oh, Goddess.
What is it?
She's been throwing away combustible trash with non-combustible trash, like, every time recently.
Seriously?
Seriously. She was keeping it a secret. I know that she's been doing this the whole time.
Shoot opened his eyes as if he was suddenly shocked. Meru's eyes moistened up. The reunion was getting really excited, and my body started shaking. I froze my gaze on the monitor.
Damn, alright.
Bingo!
See?
I'll check out this mail.
Okay.
Since starting to live as a girl who was plugged in, I, as in my previously separated body and mind, started to finally come together. but as Meru. While I was becoming a person who had emotions, it was only when I was acting as Meru. Even so, it was so mysterious how my warm, heavy body actually didn't just rot away and die. Conversely, as I continued living like a hermit, I did keep myself healthy and full of nutrients, so I continued to gain weight. Maybe my physical body had finally started to develop properly. I don't know how old I am, but at the very least, it was very clear to me that I had not yet reached my 20s. As my weight had become about twice what it once was, I started feeling differently about Milu. Just as Shoot had told me, the fact that she was mixing up her garbage got me so angry that I was no longer able to overlook it and forgive her for it. This is the sort of rule that everyone needs to follow, and it can't be broken. And it also annoyed me that she was Meru's original as well. Furthermore, she was getting so much more love from GLG, it was becoming unbearable. When speaking to me, GLG was very kind, but there was always this sense that his mind was somewhere else as he spoke, and I could feel it. It was all because of her. I thought it would be funny if Milu were to be adjusted. I thought about what would happen afterward. Miru should die too. She may be a program, and if so, she should be deleted. If that were to happen, only Meru would be left to the three. A total victory. But I felt that that was something different from murderous intent. Maybe it was a cooler emotion. Maybe it's because I'm different from other people. It was something closer to curiosity. An interest in what would happen if Milu died. I wondered how she would die. When it actually happened. According to what I heard, the RA Bureau used a strange weapon called a pin stick when carrying out their adjustments, apparently. It had a long, sharp pin that would stick a person from the back of their neck and reach all the way to their heart. And I imagine it in detail, like a long, thin penis protruding from Milu's crotch. I imagine it in such detail that I actually sort of want to try drawing a picture of it. But the bad intentions that swelled in my heart never came to shape. And even then, I would meet with Milu via the monitor several times a week, drinking tea and coffee, and sometimes alcohol, and talk with her. The way Milu spoke was the same as it had been before, to the point where you couldn't even tell she was the sort of person who would mix up their garbage like that. Apparently you've been making all sorts of predictions recently, Milu asked me this while staring into the webcam as if trying to see what sort of expression I had on my face, even though she knows that Meru is simply computer graphics. Just a little bit, I answered. It was the truth. I just talk about the random visions I happen to get sometimes. I wouldn't call them actual predictions. Do they turn out to be true? I don't know. But the clients like to make up these stories and make all sorts of comments about them, I guess. So they're not true then? I've never looked into it, so I don't know. With that, I gave Meru a somewhat troubled expression. I was happy to think that finally I was able to keep a secret from Milu.
Mm-hmm. Shit.
What's wrong?
I shouldn't have shown you this mail. I feel like this isn't something I should be showing anyone.
Sounds to me like you're getting careless.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, about your special powers, does anything come to mind?
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about it.
It's a bit late for that, isn't it? Come on, just tell me.
Well, let's hope that I can talk to dead people.
Dead people?
People who've just recently died. Also maybe people who are about to die. Anyway, apparently I can communicate with people like that.
I see.
Yeah.
You know,
That's probably not dead people, but their residual thoughts.
Huh? Really?
You want some more whiskey?
Oh. Yeah, okay. One more, I guess.
I'll have one too. Milu dies. On a moonless night, just before midnight, Turtle Guy appears and steals the password. Goddess looks up at the ceiling and suddenly stops breathing. The vision was amazingly clear, so I just assumed that it was my own wishes and desires that I was imagining. As I was acting naughty with Shoot, I suddenly typed out those words, like I was some sort of automated writing program. But I could not seem to figure out what the part about Turtle Guy appearing and stealing the password meant. Where did it come from? Did it mean something? I had no idea. A turtle guy stealing a password. That sentence sounds like a joke. And what exactly was a turtle guy anyway? 3 days before the moonless night, hoping that Milu would somehow be killed, I contacted the Regional Adjustment Bureau anonymously. When I had that idea, I suddenly realized that all the people who had been adjusted so far were probably adjusted due to other residents reporting their habits too. Adjustment should be something that is contracted by the residents. Using a customer who would talk about how he was able to get his hands on anything via net auction, I obtained an illegal phone number for a phone for which the owner's info had been deleted. I used this to make an anonymous call to the RA Bureau. I used my very own actual physical body to make the call. It was actually the first time ever in my life that I would use my own voice to speak to someone over the telephone. Maybe it was because of that, but I wasn't able to report her properly. As soon as they answered with hello, I suddenly froze up and had a ringing in my ears, and my mind went blank and I couldn't think of anything. I knew I had to use words and speak aloud, but I couldn't. I was only able to make a strange noise with my mouth, and so I almost immediately just gave up and hung up the phone. It was completely different from Meru's constantly smooth and cool communication skills. When I wasn't plugged in, I was even more of a useless waste of meat than before. It was embarrassing. So I thought about what had happened. Now, I was the one who wanted to be able to believe Meru's predictions. I felt that Milu could only be killed on a moonless night. Of course, the normal, rational part of me thought that was totally fine. If that were to happen, then I would simply continue to live the same sort of life that I had been living up to that point. But the part of me that wanted her dead would just not go away. The image of her, staring up at the ceiling with her mouth wide open, looking like a fool, stuck through. It was burned into my mind and wouldn't disappear.
Okay.
How am I doing?
Good.
Doing good.
Woo!
Look. How the hell am I supposed to... Book? Residual thoughts. Oh yeah. I feel like I know that. I feel like I've been talking with them for a while now. Actually, I think maybe even now. Damn. I can't figure this out.
The night of the new moon. The air was thick, and a chilly wind sometimes blew. That day, I was unable to calm down from the time I got up in the morning. Then, when the sun had gone down, and you could finally say it was night, I found out that Turtle Guy had appeared. Turtle Guy appeared on Miru's channel at quarter and came into chat asking for the password for Goddess. I received a mail from Miru explaining all of this. Her mails were always extremely businesslike and formal. The mail, entitled Suspicious User Report, had his handle, ID, and IP address, and the entire chat log was also attached to the mail as a text file. As I was reading the chat log, someone called for me by messenger. I clicked on it to see it was Shoot, and he told me that just then a stranger had called him at home and offered to give him info about Goddess all of a sudden. Shoot was told to come to the clock tower in Area 7 and the clock room of the tower high-rise in 10 minutes, but he didn't seem like he was going to go. He really hates meeting with people. Like me, he rarely set foot outside of his apartment in the tower. I assumed that the person calling Shoot at his home phone was Turtle Guy. I quickly made a decision and asked Shoot to give me the number left in his incoming call history. I sent him a message saying, I can get to the clock tower in 5 minutes, so I'll go and take a peek at this guy as a joke. I'll report later, and left my room.
What are you thinking about? That mail?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a bit concerned.
Concerned? About what?
They say that when you feel like you're being careless, it's good to sharpen a knife.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, a guy I once dated was like that. There was a huge age difference, and you probably don't care, but...
No, tell me about it.
It's nothing important. The proper way to sharpen a knife is actually pretty difficult. If you're interested, check it out online. You can find all sorts of ways to do it.
Okay.
Basically, the fact that it's difficult is sort of the point. It's hard to sharpen it properly, like for an amateur to give it a proper edge. But in order to get it sharp, you need to get a sharpening stone and just go to town with it. Apparently it helps chip away whatever's bothering you too.
I see.
It probably sounds like bullshit coming from me. But I've tried it out, so I know what I'm talking about. Putting your all into sharpening a knife makes your senses get sharper too, slowly but surely. All the unnecessary garbage disappears, and only what's important becomes visible. Sharpening a knife can do that for you.
I met with Turtle Guy. I wasn't even able to make a proper phone call, but I spoke with him, directly, and about all sorts of things. I wasn't able to look him directly in the eyes, but I strangely didn't feel fear or uneasiness at all. I knew that he wanted to speak with Goddess, so I made a quick decision and put him on an amazing act for him. I wondered if he worked for the Regional Adjustment Bureau, but then actually meeting him, I knew that it wasn't so. I knew because I could tell he was the same kind of person as me. I'm certain that he still doesn't fully understand himself just yet, but he was definitely brought up in the shelter. Something led him here. Almost like he was sleepwalking. Like a lonely animal wandering through the forest, controlled by fate. Like me. When I thought of it like this, I felt something squeezing down on my chest. Some strong emotion.
So many options. Oh no. Look? That's right. Sharpening up my mind. That's what I need to do right now. With... Look? Okay, never mind.
Oh, that's a lot of reading in one night.
Yeah.
Take a look at your license.
Look at my license. And the fake me. Take a look at the turtle. Right. At the cell phone. Me of the past.
Oh, I guess you gotta kill that guy.
Look at your license again.
And the fake me. Ah. Fake? Why?
Look at the carving again.
Oh no. But I made this. That's for certain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Got a knife in it. But I made this. Yeah, that's right. So then I got the knife. Then the phone? No?
The system seems to be you want to look at your phone a few times, but try your license one more just to be safe.
License. Fake?
Yeah, okay. In that case, try...
I shouldn't remember. But I also shouldn't forget.
Just keep looking at the cell phone.
Oh my god, he successfully killed his past! A warning. Okay, I think I've looked at the phone enough times. Think? License?
What was killing the past of the last game mean again?
I'm not sure.
That's a good question.
That was it! Turtle card? No?
Try looking one more time.
I'll look a second time. Where is this place? Yes. Oh my god, come on!
We're almost done.
We are in a placebo right now.
As I finished my meeting with Turtle Guy and went back to my room, I began some preparations. I sent a message to Shoot. I made him promise not to chat with Goddess at 11 p.m. Just as I had warned him before, Turtle Guy appeared and stole the password, which meant that the thing we spoke about previously was going to happen. Next, from my closet, I got out the pinstick gun I had procured for me by the same man who got the illegal cell phone. It was the real deal, with some kind of origami attached. I was confident that I could play this through. Climb up behind the ceiling and stab Milu through the top of the head. The fact that I had imagined it in such thorough detail must have been because it was me who was meant to kill her like this. But did I really possess the murderous intent necessary? I felt like maybe I didn't. At that time, what I felt was a sense of calling. That murderous intent I had held onto for so long until recently was nothing more than an opportunity. Gun and phone in hand, I stood up. So did Meru kill Milu?
Oh, did she do it? Oh, okay. Glass him.
Glass him.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Fucking glass them. That's the only reference we know.
Oh,
That's my reference we know.
God.
The whole bar was a ghost.
Oh my fucking god! No!
Ghost bar!
Ghost bar!
Ghost bar! We've become Jack Nicholson!
What?
Oh!
Oh my god!
A similar thing happened in The
reference.
Shining.
Yes. It's all decayed in the ruins. Everything. Oh yeah. Her too.
It's another blue skeleton.
I go back to my room. The feeling of firing the pin stick is still buzzing in my hands, but I sit down in front of my computer like nothing happened. Then, just as always, I reach out to the same keyboard as usual with the same fingers. Talking to Turtle Guy was fun. I was able to talk to him several times that day. I called him again after Miru died too. Once Miru died, the entire flow changed. It was me who changed. I got my hands dirty and changed it. I used the phone and the mail I sent from the cell phone to tell him about sudden death. I acted up a storm. It was so exciting. I wanted him to know that Meru could predict things. Soon GLG will disappear from before me. When that happens, it's you who will become involved with me next. It's what I really wanted to say. To you, my very existence itself is like a gun with the same sort of pin equipped to it. Once again, I sat down in front of my computer and prepared. Turtle Guy entered my channel and quarter. There was something very important I had to tell him. I had to tell him that this is the beginning.
Damn, alright. Oh?
Huh?
From to no title. If you opened and are reading this mail, then it's almost certain that the person reading this is me. I'm raised to myself with that belief. The me of the future has probably lost several memories. Soon they'll be coming for me. I stayed on the run, but it's finally gotten to the point where I can't run away any longer. If I get caught, they're going to mess with my head, so I decided to steal some of my memories. I've been thinking about it and preparing for this for some time. I decided to use hypnosis to bury certain memories way deep down. If I'm ever allowed my freedom again, then that must mean that I don't know anything, can't do anything, and I'm no longer either a threat nor a boon to them. What I mean is, that's you now. So I'm warning you, trying to forcibly retrieve those memories is dangerous. It will only bring you death. They are watching you. Don't ever forget that. At any rate, danger will come someday, so you'll need to be ready for it. Your enemy is not one single organization. You're gonna need weapons. The super strong sort of weapon I wasn't able to hold on to. You're gonna need to find her. She's looking for you. 2. Those special abilities should be helpful. And do not forget this. No matter what, the only one who can stand up against Kamui is Ayame.
Oh, that makes sense. That lady was dead, and you can speak to the dead.
It does! It super does! After I finished chatting, I wrote a mail to GLG. I thanked him for taking me in, even though I was void of normal emotion, for sheltering me, teaching me about the shelter, and more than anything else, for treating me like a woman, even knowing that physically, I was a man. What?
Okay.
Oh, alright.
Sure.
Alright. Until I
Cool.
was given the existence of Meru, the reason that my mind and body were always messed up is because I have gender identity disorder. My body is a man. My mind is a woman. I don't know if I was born with it or if it was due to my life in the shelter. The splitting of genders happens over several stages between the sperm fertilizing the egg and the birth of the child. Physical gender is set 8 weeks into embryonic development, and mentally it happens between 5 and 8 months. When this process works out properly, the child's gender matches up with both body and mind. So with gender identity disorder, some of trouble occurs during that process, and the genders of the body and the mind split up. This is one possible theory. In fact, there are actual recorded cases of this happening.
I need like a fucking fact checked on that. I don't know how right that is, Suda.
This is pseudoscience and not quite.
Pseudoscience?
It's not
It's pseudoscience. Yeah, it's pseudoscience. Let's go.
Pseudoscience.
This game released in
Anyway,
2005.
precisely because my mind and body were all messed up, the girl who was plugged in system fit me. Meru and I were a match, a perfect match. Although I'm a fake woman with the appearance of a woman, the clients as my audience, my communication with others as a woman, and having felt what it's like being treated like a woman, I was able to find who I was supposed to be. When that happened, for some reason, my special abilities of a sheltered child suddenly made themselves apparent.
Hold on a second. So remember, Meru got into contact with that shoot guy and told him that they were going to, like the I guess Milu? I forget which one this is, but basically just this woman said that they were going to meet up with Turtle Guy. And if you'll recall, there was this very meek-looking individual who we talked to during the first placebo. So then basically I think I got... Well, no, that wasn't actually shoot. They were putting on an act. That was Meru, or Melu, or Milu, or whatever the hell. I think?
That may make sense.
I sent the mail. I took a deep, deep breath. I thought about the future. My calling. My fate. My destiny.
Her hope and her despair.
Hopes and dreams.
But why did she have to be killed?
Oh, this is actually you still.
And by my hand at that. It's because she was absolute evil. Because she didn't throw her trash away properly? No. Of course not. She was the stereotypical embodiment of Kamui. Kamui. Then what about Ayame? Am I good then? That's not it either. I'm an Ayame believer, but I don't believe in good nor evil. It's just a standoff. If A is evil, then B is called good. That's all. I understand. So, the standoff itself is the problem. That's exactly right. Right in the center of that standoff is where he is. And so, because of that, yeah. That's why he gets killed.
Wild. Is that it?
Is that it?
Yo!
Oh,
I think myself as an Ayame believer.
Alright, well, I think we had enough. Please. There's so much.
Alright, listen. But the long day is over.
Shizuku, like Tigiri before it, is not correct Japanese. It would be Shizuku, which means drop or droplet.
Listen, Bone. I know you're a little bit tired, but I want to peep. I want to peep the transmitter.
I mean, it's not that I'm tired. It's just that a lot happened.
Okay, like I gotta see my boy Sumio.
Miru was a man, but now Miru is a girl, and I'm 110% here for it.
And also a computer.
Suda said trans rights in 2005, and that's what matters.
For that one.
Trans computer rights.
Can a Kamui woman and an Ayame man make it work?
I think that's going too far. We can't let the robots have right.
Kamu man.
Stop all the downloading.
So Digital Man. It's Digital Man time.
Girl Mui, I am man. I'm all here for it.
Alright, let's see what's going on.
The 25th Wards, the Kanto Government Special Administrative Region, an independent state established in accordance with the capital's growing population. Residents are set into 5 categories, and the region was divided into 5 areas. Among the inhabitants selected by the public vote, 30% are poor and 20% are wealthy, creating an acclimated stratum of 50%. Due to the history and development of the 24 wards, the conflict between the two classes has been all but wiped out. The number of violent crimes has dwindled, and the transmission of criminality has been effectively ended. It also has been ended. A population of 200,000 people. Mayor Tsubaki enters his 7th term. Doubts are arising regarding the continued existence of the Metropolitan Police Department's Heinous Crimes Unit, an organization whose purpose is the immediate eradication of transmittable crimes. That's why it's called Transmitter. They were transmitting crime.
How does one transmit crime?
Digital Man! Wait, are we gonna get caught up on the fucking Matrix couple?
It's me, Digital Man.
You're a trans man?
What? No. Why would you say that, Noir?
Because you're transmitting your digital essence.
It's fine if you are, I don't care.
Waiting for the bus. Waiting for the bus.
What is that fucking doll?
Despair.
Oh my fucking god.
Turning paranoia agent. What the fuck is even going on here?
Who wants to be this creature?
What is that
From
fucking
here on, it's the end of
sicko
despair.
motherfucker?
Take your dog on roll for
Yeah.
character.
Wait,
No. Randy's doing it. Randy's doing it.
I know.
If something is troubling you, I'll listen.
I don't like talking about my problems with people.
You're not very nice, are you?
Be quiet.
No, don't order me around. Stay out of my way.
Okay, then stay away from me.
Without me, you can't go on. You want to go see the person you love, right? You can't go any further without beating Alice.
I have to beat you? That's going pretty far for your little prank.
Welcoming and entertaining those who come here is my role. Just like the giant mouse character.
Well, I'm not having any fun at all.
Next is the multiple choice quiz. The scaling further is gonna skyrocket. Then it's your chance to attack.
Why the hell are you so hyped up?
An angel, a demon, and a fish got into a fight. Who won?
Huh?
Well? Well then?
Give me a hint.
Okay. 50-50.
But it's a 3-choice question.
Oh, sorry. The correct answer was, they made up. Now it's time for your punishment.
Oh, thank God.
They turned Sumio into a bus.
Wait a minute, you're not a human, are you? I'm on the bus. Cruising on down Main Street.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
Holy shit!
Act carelessly and you're going to ruin yourself, Sumio.
Okay. I know that. I'm not being careless. I've got reasons.
I have the biggest fucking grin on my face right now.
I wonder. I don't agree. You're still looking for the exit. You may as well just be asleep.
This is tedious. Let's not dragging our feet.
I'm worried about you. In my eyes, you look transparent.
I am super fucking happy about
Hey,
this.
let it play.
Now I can't eat you like that, now can I? How am I supposed to eat you if you don't properly exist?
Sumio's being haunted by the Vora demon.
This regrets.
Not technically anything, Chris.
I mean, demons are angels if you think about it.
I'm right here. I'll always be right here. I'm not going anywhere. I won't disappear. I always exist.
Oh, okay, if that's the case, well then that's fine. You might as well be able to face Kurumizawa.
So you met with him, huh?
He's a man prepared to do whatever he has to do. He's definitely a formidable opponent. Not even my death breath would work on him.
Is he that strong?
Regardless of whether it's external or internal, being tough is what's important for strength. Sumio, can you measure your own strength? An observer can't protect one who can't measure their own strength.
An observer is one who is not observed. I'll make this understood.
Great, you're real great, Sumio. I can't wait to eat you. I'm going to eat you all the way down to the bone.
Okay.
I was waiting for the moment they would introduce some giant horrifying
What?
fuck.
Wait, what do you mean you were waiting for this? Whatever implied that would be a thing?
For the game,
I mean, the last game had demons and shit, and that kind of just went.
I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself now.
Yeah, it kind of had ghosts, but I don't remember demons.
The demon hides out at the edge of the 24th ward. He was cautious of this place. He wouldn't let me enter. That is where Kurumizawa sold his despair. His payback was power. Power builds roads. I can feel Kurumizawa's pulse. His afterglow lingers all over this place. The wind enters my body. This was Kurumizawa's observation. Oh, Sakura, you're back.
Yes, Randy.
Little Sakura.
Randy.
When the observers observe, they lose all their special brilliance. They become conscious of the camera.
He's totally screwing with us. He's making a statement.
That's a weird image.
Anime?
This girl looks real.
That's an interesting. Okay, wait a minute. That's
Because
really
it's like normal anime, but
no wait.
she
This is like really fucking interesting because like that art. It's the art style of what we're seeing with like the characters in this, but that guy is like separate, and they're saying that she looks real. So like, is this just like a superimposed man?
What the?
Maybe it is.
Holy shit!
She was stabbed by a cartoon man.
This girl
This is
looks
amazing.
real.
Oh, that's why it's called Digital Man. He's a fake man.
Oh, this is so sick.
Both Kurumizawa and the body are real. None of this was faked.
It looks cartoonish. Is Kurumizawa not artificial?
This is the real Kurumizawa.
Do you know something I don't?
No, it's just a feeling.
Oh, like intuition.
This isn't the sort of opponent you can go after with cold logic.
The point of instinct and essence. That's where Kurumizawa waits.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Did Sumio like transcend while we weren't watching it?
He transcended his humanity.
Now he has another gravelly AC voice talking to Orange, who voices Sumio talking to him no less. I miss that big
We'll
thing.
cover this in Fire, Sun, and Rain.
Heinous Crimes Unit.
Oh no, John Lennon's dead. That's right. Everybody's dead.
There's nobody here.
And we're all better off for
Except
it.
Sakura and Sumio.
They're probably on patrol. Let's go.
What?
Maybe
No,
this
you're all
takes
fucking
place in
dead.
the past?
Go where?
The place where the body was dumped. That video was challenging enough to see whether we could find the location or not. If they want to pick a fight, I'm in.
I'll send a video for analysis.
I'll take it in. You find a free observer and give me some info.
Got it.
Oh, I'm observing.
We went back to the heinous crime unit.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's Batman!
What the fuck is this? Is it Batman?
Wait, that's it. Where's King of any context? Okay.
Okay,
Also,
sure.
this guy.
Also, I like how we've just entered into like the fucking into like space dimension now.
I guess we're going for the entire new chapter.
So you're gonna show off your strength, sunshine?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Hockey pads.
I saw hockey pads.
Oh, you guys are still going.
Forensics.
Yeah, a little bit longer.
Lots of stuff here I don't want to have to remember.
We have so many questions.
I don't trust you when you say a little.
Like at least for 5 more minutes.
I'm waiting for that smog beast to
1
come
hour
again.
later.
It's my Sumio, and I want him now.
Forensics is where you go to get invisible messages decoded. Observation and deciphering. I wonder which one is more crucial.
That's something a normal human being says.
I think I remember seeing something about this, about Sumio becoming an observer. Hello?
Is this the guy from the first game that was spinning in the
this is
chair?
some different dude.
No, different guy. This is some guy named Kira.
Are you Kodai from the HC unit? I was told you'd be coming. That's about a video, right?
Can you analyze this? It's a weird image.
You're underestimating us. We're the #1 forensics department in the country, you know. There's no data we can't analyze.
Analyze?
How about you show me what you can do instead of just telling me?
Good done in 2 seconds. This is going to be simple.
Watch the frame and... Never mind.
What? Look at this!
Some sort of composite animation?
No! This is actual video footage. Use any editing tool in the world and you wouldn't be able to make a composite like this. The contours are synthesized amazingly. The light source angles are perfect. The quality of the air. Ooh, no signs of compression whatsoever. Oh, this is the real thing. This is absolutely the real deal. We were able to pin down the location though. From this particle structure, it can be inferred that this was shot along Route 20.
Route 20.
It's outside Viridian City.
So that's where...
That 4 eyes is sure of a mouthful, right?
Wait, isn't this the apartments from...
Maison de Royale Garden.
Wait, yeah. Isn't this from the first game?
Maybe.
No.
Okay, fine. Here, so... Yeah, it's about time to wrap it up. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
I got my Sumio teaser, I'm good to go.
I got my
need Sumio!
I got my Harbor Beast.
What?
Yeah,
The dubious creature, malicious intent.
She said horror beast.
Not the horror beast.
Those are very different, and those don't come in until Fire, Sun, and Wind.
I know, it's Flower, Sun, and Rain.
Flower, Sun, and Fire, yeah. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, so in September.
No, December.
Oh man. So I'll admit, the matchmaker and the placebo weren't very good this time. God,
Matchmaker was pretty good. What are you
was
talking
alright.
about?
It was kind of.
I think the Matchmaker was half good, but it felt like a lot of setup.
It was half good.
What are you talking? It was awesome.
But
What?
It was very interesting. The pacing wasn't great, but actually very interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting for the most part.
I think it's setting up a lot of interesting stuff, and it has some good bits. But yes, I do agree about the pacing. Yeah.
I thought Matchmaker was pretty fun.
It was pretty fun, but here's the thing: I felt like it's fun, but it felt like build up to the next Matchmaker, which I feel like will be phenomenal.
Then what was up with the placebo? I thought it was fine.
I don't know what was happening there.
The pacing was a bit weird is the problem, but overall it was kind of interesting.
It also felt like it had nothing to do with the other chapters.
It also felt that it was in a weird ghost bar thing.
I really, really hope I get to voice the monster again.
Probably.
Dude, I
Hold
want
on a
that
second.
thing
Sans
to
Undertale
appear.
telling me to brush my teeth.
What's the matter?
Also, pseudoscience. That's a new one.
Yeah.
Very funny, but yeah. That was a lot.
That was awesome.
We will be returning, I believe, Monday, with more of the Sumio case.
Hey, Sunshine, you remember what happened to Big Dick? Kinda miss him.
I thought you were dead.
Nah, what's Kusai still? Not Kusai. Kusabi is still alive.
Kusabi.
We don't know where he is though.
Kasai might be dead. In beautiful Hinamizawa.
At any rate, that's enough of that for right now. Thank you all very much for coming. Consider hitting the funny buttons. Let you follow and maybe even subscribe. Maybe give me some funny money, some Twitch funny money. Go to the YouTube. It's literally the same name. I think it's linked there.
The most out of order YouTube I've seen ever.
The Twitter. I'm working on the order stuff. I'm just putting them out like one at a time. The
Just
Twitter is
work
there
on
too. And then of course, support people like Mr. Digital Joshua at his
Yes.
own pieces of media and content, whatever.
I-
Come to the Discord, hang out. It's gonna be great.
Yes.
See you all later.
I uploaded
Bye-bye.
today the first. Oh,
Be
okay.
sure to read Beaglesaurus.
Damn,
fuck.
I guess I didn't get the shill.
No, you can show. We're still on. Fucking say,
Oh.
say a thing. Go on. Go.
I uploaded the first episode of the Danganronpa 2 VODs. Please check that out. Tomorrow we'll release the second one.
Nice. Alrighty then. Have a good time, everybody. Bye bye.
Good night.